Okay, everybody. I think we've got it fixed. Not 100% sure. Everybody, I think we've got
We are 100% sure, Drizzle.
Not 100% sure.
100% the red Writ.
Everybody, I think we've got
We are
500 years, the red Writ, Morty.
not 100% sure.
100% the red
The red Writ. 100 billion years. 100 billion and 1 years.
We're going analog on this bitch.
Yep.
You don't have to wear
10 whole
headphones.
seasons, Morty.
I like it. All right. So we're back on, yeah?
Yep, we are back live. One screen less of people, but
One screen less.
The audio of said person, so it's
Audio is there though. Right. So I'm gonna blame all of that on Andrea.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Blame all of that.
It's my fault, honestly.
And blame it on
Yeah,
God.
that makes
Blame it
sense.
on the
all of that.
rain. 'Cause the rain don't care.
I brought my Fey energy into the stream, and therefore it crashed the technology. That makes sense.
That's right. That's right.
You got to blame it on something.
So we'll blame it on the sponsor since we don't know who they are and they're not mentioned.
Oh.
Yeah, we're back. Technical difficulties strike again, but the red Writ continues.
Red Writ.
As Leah, you find all the shit
Yeah, sure do.
that you found. Grenades, dynamite, and gasoline. All right. So we're in the Dread. Leah and Tony, you see exactly what we described in the chest. Nord, you get out of immediate sex with Rebecca Foster. And Simon, you're with John. Commiserating. Okay. Go you there fourth.
Circle,
Leah.
man. We gotta do lots of circles. Just draw in circles.
Leah collects all of her goodies, and then she starts heading back towards the clearing.
How are you going to carry all this stuff? Just the gasoline alone. You're going to need help.
Leah straps up all the gasoline with the stuff that she got, and then she hands it to, fuck, why am I having trouble with your names tonight?
You gotta lift. You can't lay down. You gotta sit up.
Doesn't help with names.
Yeah, it does. It helps with the blood flow, man.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, when I stand, I can remember shit.
Anyway,
what's his name?
I had
Tony.
So I strap it up and I give it. Say, here, you can carry the gasoline.
Yeah, good.
And as we go along, Leah bundles up all this 10 sticks of dynamite and starts wrapping it up with duct tape.
Yeah, totally fine. Leah, what is your brawn?
My brawn is dose.
You are heavily encumbered if you're carrying any gasoline. Are you, or is Tony carrying all of it?
Tony's carrying the gasoline. Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yep. Absolutely. You're cool. You're strapping up all those dynamite, making a big dynamite bundle. Do you have the Coke bottles and all that stuff, or did you leave it?
Yeah, she might. She'd take the Coke bottles with her too. Yeah.
How many were there?
I think you said there were 5.
Okay. Where do you put them? Me carrying 2 glasses from my kitchen is a bitch. So how do you carry 5 Coke bottles?
So she actually duct tapes them together for the time being, in a single layer of duct tape.
Okay. And you hold on to this bunch?
Yes.
All right, your hands are full.
Yes, they are. True. Oh, no. So what Leah does, smart trick. So after she gets done bundling the 10 Coke bottles or the 5 Coke bottles together, she will, loop the fuse together through like a gap in between them, and then loop that through her belt loop,
Nice.
and then
As
just have her
they
hanging off her side.
swing around on your hip. You've been to Ren fairs, you know how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good. Tony, I sent you a message, and as you guys come back, action's on everybody. You're in the same spot.
Leah looks towards the spot where the statue started out at. And there's like a, I guess there's a empty, like grassy, or like not grassy spot there.
I'm sorry, what?
Probably.
What-
Is there like is there like a foot outline where the statue was? Or is there like a pedestal or something it was on?
The statue is almost where it was, but yes, there's like a pedestal, and you see the rain and the sun bleach around it.
Gotcha. Okay. Leah says out loud, I don't think it's a coincidence that the statue is placed where it is. And Leah turns to crap, why am I having trouble with her name? The werewolf one.
Rebecca?
I don't know who that is.
Rebecca. Bastard. I turn to Rebecca and say, question, how do you feel about digging?
What are you trying to say?
How far? How far down
given
do you think
your
this is?
Well, given your new strength, I feel like you might have the stamina to dig a hole for me.
New strength? What are you talking about? I've always been this strong.
Leah kind of just sort of raises one eyebrow and's like, okay. Well, do you think you can dig me like a 5-foot deep hole?
What would I dig it with? My hands?
And she, yes.
Well, didn't they give you anything? Maybe in that whatever you went to get. You know.
Oh, you know, actually, that's actually not a bad. Can I use a pip to say there was like a trenching shovel there?
Yeah.
Okay, so Leah will actually, I'll spend that pip, and Leah will reach sort of like in her back, like on her back belt loop, and sort of pull out like a folded up e-tool.
Yep.
And hand it to her.
How?
She lets it drop to the ground. I'm not digging for you.
How far
Okay.
down do you think this is?
Well, I only need somebody to dig me a 5-foot deep hole.
But how deep is this?
But Dave, that's going to take a long time.
Not
What
if
are we
you
digging, a
make it a
grave?
smaller hole.
What are we digging, a grave?
sort.
She kind of steps up to you, and Leah, you being a Mossad, trained, she's not attacking you, but you can tell the aggression she has. She's aggro as fuck, as she just kind of moves on you a little bit.
Yeah, Leah will
What are we
actually
digging,
take like a
grave?
half step forward. Leah will actually take a half step forward and say, "Yes, actually,
All
we're
right,
digging
she
a
takes a
grave."
swipe at you.
No.
Leah, you
man.
immediately can tell you have now made a contention for Alpha, and she is going to take that position. So it's on your actions on you and anyone else. The bad guy goes first right now, Rebecca, as you see her grab at Leah, like
I'm
Leah's...
going to spend cunning.
Okay.
Rebecca, baby, darling.
Oh wait, hold on one second. Actually, hold on one second. Do you get a cunning from minor goal?
Well, let's do Nord first since he spent cunning.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead,
No,
Nord.
I just wondered, do you get a cunning from minor goal or no? Okay.
Same team, baby, and I'm gonna bid Nord sense, to like, this is just right now. I know she's been on your nerves for a long time, and she's said a bunch of shit, and it's all bullshit. You don't need her. We're on the same team. It's all good. It's all good, baby. You know, we're all good, baby.
As Nord does this, Rebecca, just all of her attention goes completely away from you, Leah, and in to Nord, and it looks dangerous. What is in her eyes, Leah, you can see as she looks at him. It looks like she wants to rip his skin off and wear it, but in a loving way. As she kind of like grabs him up and they sort of like do this disgusting lovers dance away from you, and the tension is dissolved. Leah will say that from that encounter, you can tell Rebecca is a loose cannon. Nord,
Gotcha.
she has you, you know, you can untangle from her. You've already made the bids and everything.
Sure.
All right, actions on you all.
Why can't we just go down the, you know, if it's underground, why don't we just go down through the basement? What's wrong with that?
Because we're entering we're using the entrance on their terms. I don't want to be on their terms anymore.
I don't think we have time to dig a 5-foot hole.
Yeah. I think we gotta do this bad.
Leah will turn to Nord and say, how attached are you to your van?
Give me 1.5 minutes. You guys keep going.
Okay.
I'm pretty attached to my van. I don't want to run it into the house like it did the car over there.
I'm not going to run it into the house, but there'll be less of it left than the other car.
Yeah, no, I don't want you to run my van into the. No, just stay back, Rebecca. I got this. To run my van into the. I need that van. That's like my home. I don't want that.
I could dip into my pension and buy you a new one.
Yeah, that one's special. It's got. I just got everything the way I like it. You know, it's got some plush. You know, I like that van the way it is.
We can at least give it some gas.
You know, I think that I could. It's true. It seems like we got plenty of gas. I mean, that thing just eats gas. So yeah, thanks for getting me some gas. I needed it. Why don't I lead the way? I mean, I feel like I've kind of see all this shit going on. Why don't you just kind of get my back? What do you think about that? I'll go in first.
Oh, you muted.
Sorry.
I'm muted?
Say that all again.
Am I muted?
Yeah, I muted you because I'm an idiot.
Oh, I thought I was having a conversation with everybody.
You were. I just actually muted myself so that me opening a box wouldn't disturb anyone, and I forgot that you're on my call. So I muted you too.
That's funny. So yeah, why don't I just lead the way with Rebecca and John? I mean, Rebecca's ready to go, and you know, I'm lit. So I feel like we should have gone in with those guys before, and they would have distracted or something.
There's only Leah. You'll see Leah like direct her full attention to you and say, "It doesn't matter how much of a distraction they may or may not provide. There's only one way in and one way out, and that's a door."
Yeah.
John. John will pipe up. That's not necessarily true.
Well, we got those keys.
He nods, and as he points, Nord, and he says, "You all are walking into something that doesn't make sense in this reality." I would wager, as he kind of turns towards the door and where all the acolytes went in, you see like a few of them are still in there, and you know they're in a condemned house that's kind of on fire still, not paying attention to it. And I doubt many of them actually know with what they deal. I don't know if you saw it, but these, for lack of a better term, magics can do things you wouldn't expect. Doorways are all possible to those who know how to use them.
Right. I don't have enough material to create the protection spells like we did before.
The problem is that gloaming place clearly isn't just a quick and easy path, despite the fact that we don't remember. I mean, you can look at and Leah will actually point to Mariah. Like, just look at her. She's clearly hasn't.
What's wrong
you know,
with me? What is wrong with me? You're always saying something's wrong with me. And she sort of like storms off.
I put my arm around her shoulder.
She's clearly grown at least 6 inches. Like Leah will put sort of open her hand, like a gesture to her. She's clearly grown 6 inches. I don't.
You know, Mom, that's what happens when you're my age.
I don't think you're supposed to grow 6 inches in the time span of around 20 minutes.
Actually, she's about. How tall are you, Leah?
Probably about like 5'7", 5'8".
She's like 5'5" right now.
Yeah, and she was like 5 foot.
Oh yeah.
Well, the thing is that they grow fast. You know, you close your eyes, and they just.
I'm pretty sure if my daughter grew 6 inches in like an hour, she'd be screaming in pain.
Yeah, I don't know. I wasn't paying it.
Simon,
I'm not so sure about that.
Tony, Simon, the ground trembles behind you. You know what that is. Tony, the shadows are waving, almost like there's firelight in front of you, but there's not.
Oh.
This is nothing new to you. You notice a few different things. The shadows moving. If you want to bid, you can notice more. Just direct the bid towards something. There's a lot to notice. Leah, what were you saying?
Speaking of which, I'm no longer shadowed, so there's that.
So you got a minor goal. What was it?
The picking up the explosives.
Okay. To be pedantic, you have to wait till the next montage before that actually goes into effect.
Well, you know what?
I'm kidding.
Wait a second. No, because we went into the dread and then we went out of the dread, so now we're in another montage.
You're right. You get a pip. You're correct. Nord, you're high as a kite. Ready to go.
I'm ready to go.
In-game time is exactly like out-of-game time, save for... Yeah, this much time has passed.
All I know, guys, if we don't go now, we're all boned. The sun's going to come up, and everything will be different. And I'm not going to be this high forever, so I just feel like we need to go, Geo, go.
All right, I need actions. What do you all do? We're in the montage.
So Katrina, Leah will sort of reach down and pick up the e-tool, pick up the e-tool, and say, "You guys do what you need to do. I'll do what I need to do." And she'll start walking over to where the statue dropped the bowl on the ground, and get it.
Actually flung the bowl, I believe.
Oh.
Well,
is it nearby?
Yeah.
Okay, well, Leah will get it then.
You're the only person who's seen the room, Leah. If we do this, maybe you and John and I go, and Rebecca, through and have them. Let's use one of those keys. You know, we've done it. Just use one of the keys. We don't have the time. We gotta go.
You see Simon start to head towards the house.
Simon, you get in the house. Anyone going with him?
All right, John, Rebecca.
I will go.
I think let's go with Simon.
All right. They all start moving. John will hold back for a second as he sort of turns and looks at you, Leah. Okay, so you guys have a moment here. You got a bunch of NPCs. What does Mariah do?
Leah would at least turn to her and say, "I wouldn't go in there if I were you."
Okay, Mariah stays with Leah. John is doing something. What about Rebecca? Where is she going?
I presume she's gonna go with me.
Okay, that's what happens. As you guys start moving in, Leah and Mariah stay outside. John is in the tail end of your guys' group. As he stops, there's going to be something that John does. You guys can, of course, affect that as you wish. If you want to see that, it's perfectly fine. Holker, did you want to bid?
Yeah.
To have noticed something.
I will bid prayers.
That's a good one. All right.
And before we get too far, can I ask Leah one thing?
Yep.
Well, at least give us. How did you get there? How did you get to the room? Where's the room, Leah?
There's a spiral staircase in the back end of the house that leads down into the basement and then beyond the basement. When you get to the bottom of the stairs, there'll be a long hallway that leads to a door. Beyond the door is where they're doing the ritual, I suspect.
Okay. Well, we'll see you there. Happy digging.
Leah, keep her safe.
I will.
John, what are you doing?
And Leah...
You guys are the stars. What do you say?
I'm gonna bid Ranger
Well,
and be like, follow me.
As you start, are you starting Nord? You'll be first. But Leah, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I wasn't. Well, Leah might sort of, like as she's, turning herself to start, her work, she might kind of mutter, mostly under her breath, but loud enough to where you probably hear it. And it's like, for Pete's sake, she's my daughter.
As Nord bids Ranger, was that?
Yeah, Ranger. I would love to bid Ranger to activate Senna colors, but to kind of.
Well, you need the bid to do what you want, and then you can activate with another spent trait.
All right. Well, I would like to bid Ranger to keep in mind what Leah had said, where the directions were.
Yeah. All right. So let's deal with that first.
Right.
And real quick, Tony, what we're saying?
What are we going to do with these explosives? And the gas?
You can take the gas with you. I don't need it. But the rest I'm going to use here. If you want. Or you can leave it here and I can make use of it.
So you two know, Nord and Simon and Rebecca have entered the house. Outside the house, John is at the steps. Tony, you're at the steps talking to Leah. Okay? So we're going to move forward a little bit. Hold on. Because I don't want to compound. You guys are going to have a moment. I'm going to move to whoever went in the house, which is Simon and Nord and Rebecca. As you guys, and we'll come back to you guys and what you're saying. So keep it in mind. As you guys move in, the house as I described, imagine, a house that will come down. It's not going to come down now. But someone should put this fire out eventually. It's smoldering. You see, like, every so often flames lick at the walls and then disappear into charred walls. It's like a fire, imagine a fire pit. It's still hot. You could still stoke it, but it's not raging by any stretch. It's very warm in here, but actually kind of like a sauna. There are people here and there, out of their mind, carousing, some fucking. There's a couple that have been hit by a beam and are dead or unconscious. And it's like a trail of these frat people, basically, rich frat people, going to where you want to go. As you both walk in, you see the elements of the first time that you came here, or the second time, where you shot up the place and people were supposedly dead, and it's like walking through a weird horror movie. Actions on you two. As Rebecca just seems like she's just taking it in, following Nord. And she's turned on, obviously, because he's Bid Ranger.
It's, there's something, I know you don't believe in any of this stuff, Simon, but you got to be careful. Everything could be a trap. There's just traps everywhere. These people are none of this is right. It's all just, it's just don't touch anything. Just nobody touch anything. Maybe it's a trigger. Maybe there's a point in a wall somewhere that if you step in front of that, I'm not sure. And I'm gonna take a bit of cocaine out of my coat and hit that. Do a little quick bump because I kind of noticed that maybe my high was getting a little lower.
I love it.
And
as you take that bump,
and get a sense of colors to see if I can see anything. What happened in the past, and if I can perceive any like trail or direction or way that they walked in the past.
Okay, hold on to that bid really quick, Simon. Actions on you as Nord is.
As you see him do that, Simon slightly shakes his head and goes, "Well, with enough of that, I guess you're invincible, so you lead the way."
Yeah, Rebecca and I got this. But we definitely need your muscle because you're tough and stuff, you know.
I'm here and I've got my blunderbuss.
Just don't shoot me with it.
I won't. I'm a better aim than that.
As you guys move around, Nord, you start listening to the scent of colors, and kind of like in Donnie Darko, you can sense, almost see the path these people took, and it's rather random. You see all the various places. Some went upstairs and did whatever, all these whatevers. You see the main one. In fact, Nord, you can even, through these sort of almost like overexposed images in front of you, fading, and melding into the ether, you can see Leah chasing after Loretta Levon. It's very distant, but you can actually sense the impression. As
we go that way,
you follow it, you find... Actually, we'll say, Leah, what does he find? Can you describe this for us as Nord and Simon find their way down to the tunnel, the chamber that you found?
So the stairwell was mostly stone except for the area that it opened up into the first basement. But as you keep on going deeper, it actually it almost looks like older, and if I remember correctly, it almost looks like older and older as you get going down. And by the time you reach the bottom of the stairwell, or the circular stairwell, it almost looks like partially hewn from the stone itself. And you see a long, like, it's not super narrow, but it's like, I think if I remember correctly, it was like 10 feet wide-ish, the hallway that leads to this doorway, and it just goes straight back, almost like leading you to, I mean, obviously it's leading you to the door, but like, you have no choice but to go towards this door.
As I am in the back of the group, I'm watching behind us as well, so I'm trying to keep an eye on them and keep an eye behind.
Simon, you notice that some of these occultists, or I should say cultists, notice you, but they don't seem to care. There's something pathetic and also dangerous about them. In front of you is Rebecca, and leading the charge like Indiana Jones on meth is north. As you get down to exactly where Leah just described, Leah, you'll get a pip for that. As you two find yourself in this barreled ceiling tunnel. Think of a wine room. Is that what I'm thinking of? Is that what it's called?
A wine cellar.
Room? Thank you. Jesus. A wine cellar? Or maybe a crypt? Catacombs? It's hard to tell. It's barreled ceiling, old stone sconces on the walls. At the end of it, so that it doesn't seem like there's much to see. You know, the stone reflects the light, of course. It looks kind of wet, especially to the sides. There's almost like little rivulets. It's all in dark, save for, you know, the sconces, the firelights lit. At the very end, a massive door. Looks like a bread oven style door, but it's huge. So we're talking like 7-8 feet wide. And, you know, it folds in, I should say, pushes in. The doorway is ajar, just enough to where firelight is spilling out from whatever's beyond it. And you hear drums and chanting and the sounds of moans and perhaps pain. You're not really sure. This long walk of, you could guess, maybe 40 some odd feet. Up ahead, so you guys have just gotten to the bottom of the stair as you're seeing all this. Up ahead, you see off to the right of the door, this massive door, which is mostly closed, a hulk. Perhaps it's trash. You don't know. It's too big to be a person's body. And next to it, other stuff. It's difficult to see in this light. So you have all of that, what I just described. You guys think about that. We're going to pop back up to Tony and Leah. Tony, you turned around. You said something to Leah. Go.
I don't feel comfortable marching into a house with 7 gallons of gasoline on my back.
Well, how about you leave me 2 gallons of it? Unless you want to leave it all here.
I mean, I assume you're gonna be able to use it, and that's the point.
I could use it, yes. But you could also use it and stack it against the door when you get down there. It's up to you.
I'll leave it here for you.
Okay.
What do you do?
And Leah takes it, you know, or I guess she just sort of points, and you know, and he could just sort of drop it where she points at.
All of it, Tony?
Yeah.
Okay. As Tony, you unload. Leah, you happen to notice Tony has no problem carrying this gasoline. Like, it's a lot. And he just sort of sits it down. Describe it, Tony.
So it's on Tony's back up until Tony decides to put it down. And you realize that there's no limp. Nothing. It wasn't weighing him down. He just sits it down on the ground, almost like Tony's unaware of how heavy it truly is at this point.
Yeah, somebody gets a narrative point if they know how much 7 gallons of gasoline weighs. All right.
7 gallons of gasoline would weigh about like 60 pounds, 70 pounds. Yeah,
All right.
I've carried a 5-gallon, you know, jug of gasoline before, so I'm just sort of extrapolating a little bit from that how much more 2 gallons more would be, but
You're right about on. It's 42 pounds. As he sets it down, No problem. You know, it's cumbersome weight. So you get a narrative point. Leah. Action's still on you two.
Also, I thought didn't you say John was gonna do something as well?
He will after you guys go.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, then at that point, so good luck down there.
Good luck to you. Light him up.
Oh, of course.
And I wander down to join Nord.
Tony, it's pretty easy to find them. I don't think you get lost. People are sort of trailing around, maybe looking after them, but it'll take you a few moments. Like, you're not going to be right on their heels, unless you want to bid to somehow find the way they went.
Oh, I'm gonna bid.
Okay.
I'm gonna bid blended existence.
Okay.
With my new +1, and they will have no idea. They look at me as just another cultist at this point.
All right. As Tony, you find yourself behind Simon. Describe how. So this is between you two. How is it that Simon doesn't notice you as Tony?
Tony steps through them, and it just so happens that his profile is sort of obscured amongst the crowds of people who would otherwise give him away. They always just seem to be at the right angle to obscure Tony's movements, or to obscure who he is, right up until he gets right next to Simon.
Simon, you want to add to that?
So I was trying to pay attention, but I guess in the darkness of down at the bottom and the firelight, I turn around and just it flickers across Tony's face, and I'm like, "Oh, what are you? How'd you sneak up on me?"
Sneak up? What are you talking about? I just walked up here. How did you not notice me?
You were not there a second ago.
I just walked through the crowd.
Simon, what do you realize about Tony in this moment?
Tony, there's something odd about you recently.
Well, you could say that again.
There's a change. Like in Rebecca, there's a change in you.
Really? I have felt differently in recent days. Actually, the last few days. Gotta be honest though, now that I think about it, I think I think if you got hurt, I could just carry you right on out of here. No problem.
Simon, you notice that Tony is not breathing, or he hasn't breathed the entire time he's been talking to you.
I think, Tony, you may have read one too many books.
Who are you talking to, Simon?
Tony's
As
caught
Nord,
up
you
with
turn
us.
around, and you're all down there.
Yeah, Tony. He's a guy. He's really, there's something weird about him. It's like
right
not here, but here at the same time. It's so wild. He's such a neat guy. Just like different. Like there's so many different things happening right now. I think we should go in this room, but I don't think we should go in. You know what I mean? I think we should kind of go in and start the ceremony. What do you think? I mean, are the drums pretty loud where we are?
Yeah, they're echoing. You're 40 feet in this barrel chamber, so it's, imagine, concrete walls. Well, it's stone. It's all echoing off. You're walking up to the rave. It's behind a door, so you hear it like, but it's all tribal in California.
If you
Sure.
can,
We just gotta blend in and keep our wits about us, not let them take advantage of our minds, man.
if you can, try to incapacitate them and don't spill any blood.
Are
So we're just
there
gonna go
any?
in?
Are there any of my followers around? Did they follow us?
No,
No. Okay.
no, they are
Shit.
involved.
They're all involved. If only I had those guys, I'd just send them in first, like fodder to the store.
What'd you say, Tony?
So we're just gonna go in and try and disrupt this like we did the last time?
It's worked so far.
Nord, you can tell with your set of colors that the majority of your followers did in fact go in that room.
Yeah, let's go in that room, I guess. See what's in there. Maybe peek in first. Make sure that they don't have guns trained on
As you guys start down
Everybody
this
tell them to
barreled
eat the fruit.
tunnel,
chant eat the fruit. Like, just say that when we, if they see us or something.
What's that shape at the end of the hallway there?
I don't know. What is that shape? I'm sorry. I just can't see like you're just so square today, man. I just don't see it.
as you guys are still like, it's like one of those funny movies. It's a funny movie. As you're still standing there, you've taken like a step into this 40-foot hallway. Your voices are carrying, but with the cacophony going on behind that big door, pretty much someone at the end, they probably wouldn't even hear you. Unless they're really paying attention, they wouldn't see you until you get about halfway, unless someone's hiding. So remember how I described it. You guys can go as you want. Right now you're in the montage. Are you moving forward?
Yeah, I think we move forward. It's worked in the past. Let's just let's go for it. I mean, we don't have any time. Just pull out all your weapons and be prepared. Make a lot of noise. I mean, they're just rich people, right? That's right, Simon, right?
Nord continues talking as he moves forward. Rebecca follows him. Simon, Tony, what about you?
Yeah, I'm following. We need to get this done before Leah blows up whatever she's going to blow up.
Any sort of investigation here? Or are you guys just moving towards the door?
Yeah, I think I'm probably seeing too many other things to really investigate too much.
Down the hallway I will not, but when we get closer to the shape at the end I will.
Okay. Tony, anything?
No, I'm gonna walk in.
All right. As you guys near that shape, back up to Leah. Mariah turns. So what do we do with this gas? As John, you can see that he's at the stairs that lead up to the door. He's just watching what you're doing. It's like he was about to say something, but he kept it to himself. And he's just watching.
Leah turns back to where the pedestal was. First she goes and retrieves the silver dish that the statue was holding.
Okay, it's very heavy. It's heavier than you expect because it's a big, an 8.5 foot tall creature was holding this wide ass dish. We'll say it's silver heavy.
It can
It's
be.
relatively heavy, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not hollow.
I mean, it's not iron, so what is it?
It's not as heavy as
too.
gold.
It's not. Hold on a second.
I don't know. I couldn't look it up because I don't have the internet.
Wow. To calculate the weight of steel plate, you multiply the width of the blah 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 by 0.2. Okay, what do you do?
Well, can I lift the bowl?
I kind of hate you right now.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm always looking up bullshit. Every time you go, I'm like, hold on a second, let me look at science. Silver has the density. This means that you're the motherfucker that has to leave early. So, this means silver weighs 650 pounds per cubic foot. So how big is that
That's
bowl?
heavy. That's not.
That's a
that's not very
700-pound bowl. No, you can't move it.
What?
It's pure silver.
You made me
That's
look
some
it up.
shit.
Nope. It's a big old silver bowl. You know, I don't think I
Solid.
ever said it was a silver bowl.
No. I mean, you
Yeah,
said
you
it was a
just
bowl,
said
but
it
you
was.
never really say. Well, I said
Yeah, you
silver
said
because
it was a silver
it's
bowl.
a silver, silver colored bowl.
Yeah.
So
if it's silver and it's massive and there's a cubic foot of it. No, it's concrete. We'll say that it's 70 pounds.
Okay, well then Leah will drag it over to next to the pedestal, and use the E-tool to draw a circle, or like to draw, a circle of dirt around it, and then flip it out of the way, and dig a hole in the shape of the circle. And we can and basically Leah will her goal won't be at she would like it to be as deep as possible, but she's essentially going to set herself a time limit of like 5 minutes to dig as deep as possible, then go with that.
Have you ever dug a hole?
Yes, I
know you have. I know you have. But have you, without the help of machinery, dug a hole?
Yes,
All right.
absolutely.
So how far do you get?
In 5 minutes, I mean, E-tool's obviously sucky, but in like 5 minutes, I could probably get like about 2.5 feet down ish.
So you're hauling ass. What do you bid to do this?
For this, I will bid. Let's see, what's a good one for this one? Seasoned, because she learned a lot about building fortifications in training.
Yeah, I dig it. As
Dun, dun,
you were
dun.
going to
Dig
town. Oh, you both get pips. As and I didn't get it. As you're going, Mariah will start to help you. She'll move the gas nearby because she doesn't know what to do. John's just kind of watching. He moseys closer. Clearly something on his mind, but it's hard to know. And
go ahead.
So this hole you're digging is roughly where the statue was?
Yes. Well, like right next to it, like the edge of the hole will edge up to the base of the pedestal that the statue
I
is
dig.
on.
I get it. Fuck you guys. All right, so at that point, you got about 2.5 feet. A little nub. The ground shakes just ever so slightly, you can tell. John looks up. You can tell because Mariah looks at him. She says, "What's wrong?" And John says, "Something just happened up there." Fate roll. Who's fortune? Who's false fortune?
I'll be false fortune because I don't have the internet.
Hell yeah. Who's fortune?
I'll be fortune. Oh, go ahead. You can do it, Hunker.
I shall be fortune.
Okay, so here are the stakes. Fortune. The lesser deity that is being held captive up there by those broken seals does not break free. False fortune. It does.
Cool. What could go wrong?
It's a good thing I didn't scratch them all off.
All right, go. Roll it.
Roll the dice. Uh-oh.
Total?
75.
26.
I will spend a proficiency.
Okay.
With false fortune.
Roll it again.
Oh,
Mhm.
it's not getting better. I rolled less than I did before, but not much. What'd you get?
I rolled James Bond 007.
So 7.
Yeah, I beat that.
Cool. I'll spend one more proficiency, and then I guess we'll just have to deal with a lesser deity.
Well, more like you will have to deal with lesser
Oh, I
deity.
know, true. Yeah, there's that now.
And this time I got a 59. I rolled better than I usually roll.
33.
Oh, okay. Well,
Okay,
lesser deity it is.
I will spend a proficiency.
Yeah, so when I say lesser deity, emphasize deity.
I know. You're
I
talking
should
to
spend
the
a proficiency.
occultist here, man.
I know.
Here we go.
Oh shit! I'm rolling. I'm rolling hot. I should have picked lower because I rolled high again.
What'd you get?
75. I rolled 3 70s.
73.
Well, that's just rude.
All right. Anyone else?
I'll spend a proficiency because I'm rolling so well.
Okay.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you can.
I'll use my expression.
All right. Before you all roll,
Uh-oh.
or go ahead and roll.
Nope.
Go ahead and roll.
All right.
Just don't announce it. Go ahead and roll.
Okay.
Drizzle, roll a d6 or a d12 or whatever. Andrea, call high or low.
Low.
I rolled my
It is-
dice on the floor.
Do you want me to say?
Yeah,
It is
Drizzle, tell me.
high.
Okay, this is the last proficiency that can be done. Go for it.
Go ahead. It's gonna take me a second to find my dice. I guess I could roll the same dice twice.
Yeah, Dolby, what'd you get? Dolby,
Good question.
Jesus.
My name is
Nord.
Dolby. I got a 21, but I lost my die. So
21? Holger?
You say, one love, one life, when it's one need, in the night, one. I got
Wait,
a one.
what? I
Well, that's
think
some
the
bullshit.
deal is coming up.
It's
And I
fine.
lost my
fine.
die. Okay.
Your dice are gone every game. All right,
It's fine. It's fine. It's
Leah.
not world ending. Maybe. I know. I'm kidding. I'm being sarcastic mostly, but
Leah, you hear an egg crack the size of a hill. As you look up, you see like birds that you didn't know were there. As the trees on the side, you can just barely see them. Imagine terrain like this, up on a hill and there's hills. Move. And light pour out from beyond. You're deep in this cloistered backyard with sort of a canopy and foliage everywhere. You just see light shine up through the clouds. As you see the clouds burn away, and you can see the stars up ahead. And since there's no light in Detroit, and because Canada is a fucking wasteland, you can see the Milky Way. A dead silence. And then an intake of air. The hair all over your body. Attention. As Mariah is at your side. Like a tack panda. John turns. You see him just sweating as he's like wiping his neck. He knows something has happened. As he says, in a quaky voice, something's happened. You see him pull out his gun. He has a revolver. It's got runes etched all on it. He slides on his detective hat, kind of grits up, lights a cigarette, whatever. As he turns to you, he's walking past like a man who's going into no man's land. I'm going to go see what that was. Action's on you, Leah.
As he's walking away, come back, John.
You see him turn, slow-mo. He gives you a wink. You can tell he doesn't think he's coming back.
There.
As he walks on that way.
So Leah, as she sort of watches him for half a second, she turns back to the bowl, and she flips it into the hole, so that way the convex side is up. If that makes sense. So like the bowl part,
it's upside down.
like it couldn't hold water. Yeah.
It's
so
upside down.
Yes.
It's like a little pyramid. I get it. You're making a resounding thing. I understand.
Shape chart.
You could just say I turned it upside down over the hole, but
I'll turn it. Well, fair enough. Yeah. I don't know. My brain's not thinking in simple words tonight. I'm sorry.
I twisted perpendicular to the longitudinal
I can't help
degrees.
it. I can't help it.
Pointed at Mercury's retrograde.
I can't help it.
I get it. I get it.
So anyway, then so Leah.
The plumb line next to my. Go on.
Anyway, so Leah, she takes after she does that, she takes a bundle of dynamite, and attaches the fuse to it with the duct tape, and then she places that like on the center of it, and then starts burying that, like till it gets till the dirt gets level, and then she goes on the other side of the pedestal, and she sort of shoves the tool under the pedestal to see if she can like
Mom, what
lift
are
that
we
at all.
doing?
A very shitty shaped charge IED. You'll
For
see.
what?
To puncture a hole to the basement.
She looks down. You see her kind of like nod. And then her brow furrows. But isn't everyone down there?
I hope not yet.
What do you mean?
If anything,
It's been like 10 minutes.
if anything, this will provide a good distraction.
You see her just kind of screw her face up. What's down there?
A ritual circle, I think, and a.
You see her slowly put her hands on her little hips and adopt a posture that you're aware of. It's one that you use. Are you trying to kill everybody?
No, I'm not yet. That comes after. I'm trying to punch a hole down there.
She just kind of like looks at you over like her cheekbone.
Although if I'm lucky, this will be a direct hole to where the the dais will be in the center of the circle. Which
I don't know what dais is, but what I do know is if you blow a hole down there, it'll cause a cave-in.
Not necessarily. We'll see, I suppose.
Mom, all of our friends are down there.
Yeah, well, none of them will exist past tonight if we don't stop this anyway.
All right, so I'm not going to say anything. It's like close to the last session. You just let this
Yeah.
ride.
Well.
Okay. Then you can have a bid or a throwdown to notice something.
Fine. I'll bid. I will bid. Spook.
Okay. You're off setting your charges and, doing exactly as you described. And you notice Mariah wetting the dynamite and sabotaging your explosion.
Well, that's not okay, but that's not how dynamite works. But...
That's what she's doing. She's 15.
Okay. What are you doing, Mariah?
I'm not going to let you kill everybody.
That won't even work anyway.
You only care about yourself. She grabs the dynamite and runs towards the hill.
So Leah will actually take out her pistol and shoot the ground to the left of Mariah, like in front of Mariah to her left.
Sure. She keeps running.
And to do that, okay. Surprising.
She's your daughter, dude.
I mean, fair enough.
Did you use the normal round or did you use a
I used a normal round.
And
I only have one more of those anyway. I mean, I guess fine. So Leah will sigh and then I'll bid let's see, what's a good one for this? Leah will bid sociopath to chase after her daughter.
All right. She's pretty fast. She's 15 now, so I mean she's got that track going on.
True, but Leah's a combat hardened, soldier.
Yep.
So.
And you're not carrying, 10 sticks of dynamite.
Yeah.
As you're gaining on her, she's running away from you towards the gate. You can tell she's going to get to the gate before you, but she's got to open the gate and get through it and all that stuff. So you're going to catch her. You say anything on the way?
All you're doing is preventing the inevitable, and regardless, this will help everyone.
It's not going to help anyone. You're going to kill everyone, like you always do, like you did Dad.
Are you serious?
As she gets to the gate, you see her realize the problem. She throws the dynamite off to the right, turns around as you guys collide into each other. She fights you.
Fine. I'll bid combat certified to restrain her.
You do. You are combat certified, and she is not. Yeah, you hurt her. As you put her in whatever you put her in, like some sort of bone lock, as she yells out, and you've got Mariah down on the ground, in a contorted position, subdued.
What was it you said when Simon said, make sure she's safe?
Hey, whoa, hey. Leah will hold her there for a second. Are you done yet?
Fuck you!
Oh, God.
I see we've skipped to your rebellious phase.
Thus the gloaming. Sorry.
Yeah, fair. I'm going to let you go.
She's
and if
fighting against you tooth and nail. You're gonna have to talk to her.
Mariah, if we don't do this, everyone will die.
You're gonna kill everyone. You see her faces in the dirt.
Leah will actually continue holding her down, but put her head right next to her daughter's face. Do you not think I know what I'm doing?
I know you know what you're doing. I just don't think you care.
Why do you think I left Israel in the first place? I left because I care. Because I was sick of the bullshit. Because I wanted to build something better, and I'm not going to lose it now because my daughter is ignorant of the circumstances we're caught in.
You're gonna kill the only people that matter to us still.
I'm not. That is the nature of a shaped charge. It's a very precise explosive device. Obviously, this is not ideal situation.
It's gonna collapse the tunnel, and you know it.
No, it won't. The entire point of a shaped charge is a very needle-like, precise puncture hole.
Then why don't you just go down there?
Because
If you're just
we
trying to make an
need.
entrance, why don't you just go down there?
It's not an entrance. It's a funnel.
That doesn't make any sense. She spits out dirt.
It's a hole down there that I can
I know
pour
what a funnel
gasoline.
is.
Right, and I can pour the gasoline down in there, and turn it
So
into
you're
a
gonna
death
burn them
trap.
alive?
Yes, and that'll give our
Yeah,
people
all
enough
of our
time to get
friends
out.
are down there. What don't you understand about that?
When they see the explosion, they'll know to keep an eye out. And
When they
guess what?
see an explosion,
Yes.
what the
And
fuck are you talking about?
They're going in the only entrance and the only exit, right? That's a kill box, no matter how you slice it. But it can be a kill box for our enemies instead of our friends.
Okay, what do you bid to convince your daughter of this? Because it doesn't make any sense.
It does too.
Not really. You're above the tunnel, and if you blow it up, then you have no idea if it collapses or not.
I mean, it's not likely collapsing.
Yeah,
but,
you really don't know.
You fine.
Really don't
It's
know.
not likely. I do too.
Imagine dynamite next to you in your house. You're like, yeah, it's cool.
Well, I'm not gonna. I feel like we spent too much time going over the logistics of it, but whatever. I will bid.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't know, as in Leah does not know where the tunnel is.
Well,
Her
true.
making a shape charge of any sort, if you blow that tunnel, it could in fact collapse. Like it's under the earth. That's all there is to it. And if you pour gasoline down it and light it on fire, whoever's down there will either die of smoke inhalation or fire. Like, and if they're trapped, then they're trapped. Like, that's just period. If it's not built well, you'll just collapse the whole thing. So if you're just making a hole, whoever's down there is going to get owned. Like, that is how it works. Unless you have like some like calculus that actually makes that work, then
let's have some. What that makes it work?
Calculus.
I mean, I don't know how to understand how to explain to you like the. I've blown a lot of stuff up, Will. I know how things work, but
all right.
again,
So I guess this is what I'm trying to say. Since you're attempting to pull engineering on this, what is it that you're hoping to do? Because right now the world, which is me, is saying it's not going to work. So convince me that it works.
So, first of all, do you know what a shape charge is? Okay. So the all that's happening with this particular, because I know for a fact, well, not for a fact, I should say, I know that just in terms of general logistics, barring some unknown like underground, phenomena between me and the the chamber is way too deep for the explosive itself to actually get down there. So all I'm attempting to do with the shape charge is basically just create a straight line of the molten, metal that's going to puncture down enough to where it creates probably not even a very big hole, probably like something like about yay big, through there. And at that point, all it is a funnel for the gasoline and/or to drop a grenade or whatever. I make a grenade and toss it
Okay.
down there.
So let's say that the tunnel follows the line directly out of the gate, which could make sense. Leah does not know if it does or not.
True.
But
Yeah.
let's say that it does, as we've already established. Let's say it does, and let's say everything you said is exactly as it is. Creates a hole you can look through, maybe even poke your head through, and you can dump gasoline into. How does that not do exactly what Mariah said? Either one, destabilize the tunnel, or two, cause fiery death, or and smoke inhalation.
Well, I'm not thinking it's over. I mean, just based on how far away that is from the house. At least I'm thinking, and yeah, obviously Leah is thinking it's over top of the chamber as opposed to the tunnel.
Right, she's hoping that. Okay, cool.
Well, yeah.
Then we're in agreement. We're gonna say that that's about what will happen with the chaos die involved. Okay.
Well, yeah.
Assuming it's not a 1. What Mariah is telling you is it is severely endangering your friends, and she's not cool with it. So that's the argument. Go.
Yeah.
You convince her, however.
So I'd say to her, the fact of the matter is, I died down there, Mariah. I know how impossible it is to get in that room.
What? You didn't die?
Yes, I did. Your father put a hole in me that there's no way I survived from. I know I died, and I don't know how I'm still alive, but I know how much blood loss a body can take, Mariah. And I lost too much blood. There was a hole in my chest. I couldn't have survived. There's no way.
What do you bid?
I'll bid bloody for this one, actually. Yeah.
As you're staring at Mariah, she stops resisting. As you can tell, Leah, that your daughter's care for everyone down there and her friends is extreme. But there's a moment with emotion that she is both afraid of you and also scared for you. As she sort of lets go at what you just said. You don't see where John is, by the way. Go on.
Fair. Well, let's say, I don't know. I know that. I know what you're saying, but I also know assailing that point with everyone else down there. I was alone, right? Loretta Levon had gone in there by herself, and as far as I could tell, there was nobody else in there besides her who had gone in there. But I still died. Now we're talking about a whole group of occultists with I don't even know what kind of powers they have altogether. But the fact of the matter is, I still died down there. I don't want the same to happen to our friends. I want to give them a chance. And assailing that kill box isn't it.
As you convince her, she trusts in your logic. Back down into the tunnel. Narrative point to Leah. Well done. As you guys approach, Nord, you with us?
Yeah. I'm gonna start brewing a thing kind of in real time.
As you start brewing something, what are you bidding?
I'm gonna bid. I'm gonna bid my confidence in craft to activate confidence in craft to bid to create a poison gas with some of the materials I have.
Okay.
It's called Rega Akvo.
Yep. King's
Black.
water.
Yeah, or black and a deep red and an orange. I take these chemicals and I'm kind of filling them in my hand, and I'm like, I'll say to Skip, this is
To Skip?
This is bad.
You're saying it to Skip?
Yeah. No, not to Skip. To whatever his fucking name is. Fucking Skip. I'm saying it to Skip. Honestly, I'm saying it to Skip.
I say it to Skip.
Because he's got all the answers. Skip Trace.
He does.
Skip
Trace knows everything.
He knows what's up. He's in space.
He knows
I'm probably talking to Skip Trace, honestly.
Yeah, he sees Skip Trace.
Mentally, but yeah, no. Simon and Rebecca hear me talking, and Tony hear me talking to this guy Skip. It's like, oh yeah. So yeah, Skip, you should stay away from this. If I set this off, we don't want to be in the room. It's kind of like a poison gassy thing. It's real bad, and it's not very stable.
As you start that, and you guys are near, this is all, you're in the Dread.
So,
Tony and Simon.
So that should be a last-ditch effort. On our way out, we release that.
Why not just do that? It'll disrupt the. It will disrupt the.
Well, it lasts for 10 minutes, so I'm pretty sure if I throw this in the door and it's alive, not a problem.
Hey, why don't you let me do it? Because no one's noticed me thus far, and I don't breathe.
Well, I do have to make it first, and it is not easy to make.
How long will it take you to make it?
I don't know, just a turn or two. But once I make it, it's we got to know what we're doing.
Well, we should probably check and see what that thing is at the end of the hallway.
As you guys near it,
I'm going to bid guarded to keep an eye on it, and kind of as we get close to it, like try to investigate it without getting right up on it.
How do you investigate it?
I'm looking, I'm using my cop instincts and stuff to kind of I'm up against the opposite wall, keeping a little bit of distance, but making sure I get
it's hard to tell.
It's
one of those things where your eyes play tricks on you. Imagine super low light and you see a bed. You're not sure what it is. Your brain can't quite tell. It's too big. It kind of looks like a person, but it's way too big. And there's something next to it too. In this low light, you're gonna have to get closer.
Do the sconces come off the wall?
There is no skin.
I said sconces.
There's no kin. Oh, sconces. There's no kin. There's only Nord. Yeah, sure.
Okay, so I will take one of the sconces off the wall on my side and hold it out in front of me and slowly approach with the fire out.
Tony, where are you?
I guess I'm standing around. I'm standing around Nord.
You're with Nord as you see him mixing chemicals. They sputter and spit. Obviously caustic. They could explode.
It's
pretty obvious.
Is real bad.
It's pretty obvious that he's doing something chemical that might blow up.
I don't mean to interrupt you, but aren't you worried?
Who's talking to me? Somebody's talking to me. I don't know who it is. Who is that?
Tony, you see light from Nord. You've seen this entire time. And as you look over, across, over your shoulder, you see these dark legions of things in the shadows undulating around the light. And imagine a forest of shadows as these things are drawing near. And maybe even you look up at the barreled ceiling that's in darkness and see weird purple clouds moving around and eyeballs looking down at him.
I think someone sees you.
I think a lot of people see me. I wish they would stop looking.
Simon, you make your way to this Hulk. And in fact, you see this sea creature. Bipedal, 4 appendages. You've seen one of these before. Seaweed all down the back. Globe-style eyeballs. This massive thing, this Hulk with claws and this maw, teeth, jagged teeth. And it's all ripped up in its stomach. And there's dried blood that's been wetted. There's an oily substance all around that seems to be draining to those rivulets I was talking about that no one looked into. Off to the side, you see another sack of potatoes of sorts. As you near it, you can tell that it's a human. Do you continue looking?
Yes, I do.
As you walk up, you see Leah, slightly decomposed after a day and a half or so. Her eyes looking up at you, open, blood trailing down her mouth, this gnarly gash up through her sternum. Her guts are sprayed on the walls and in the Hulk's hand. What do you do?
We've got to stop this and quick. We've got to get back up to protect Mariah.
Up top.
Cool. So Mariah, after Leah collects the dynamite and they're heading back that way, how about the compromise? You go down no further than the bottom of the stairs, and if they're in the hallway,
I'm not
you
going
yell at
down
them.
there. We're gonna blow something up.
I'm not going to blow it up down there. Regardless, you go down no further than the bottom of the stairs.
Fate roll.
Okay.
Who is fortune? Who's false fortune?
I'm not playing that game anymore.
I'll do false.
All right, Hulk or your fortune. Here are the stakes. John turned around and blows Leah's head off. Or John kept on going. Which one is fortune? Which one is false fortune? Leah, let us know.
I don't know. What? No. Why would this be why would him blowing my head off be fortune?
You are in command of your character. You tell us.
I don't know. It's a magic bullet that separates her, separates I don't know. It's a fuck. Man, I'm gonna have to do some convoluted rationale here. So he shoots her with a magic bullet that removes her from her mortal coil, but also like temporarily enhances her abilities or something like that. I don't fucking know.
I
I
don't
can't
know
come
about
up.
that. I'm
I can't
saying,
come
is
up with
it
a
good or
rationale.
bad?
I can't come up with a
does he shoot him in the head?
rationale. I can't come up with a rationale where her being shot in the head is a good thing. It's like that's the best I got.
Okay, so
But-
Fortune, he's still up the hill. False Fortune, he turned around and heard the conversation she just had. Okay? Go. Fortune, Leah does not get shot in the head.
Well, I was false fortune, and I rolled a 92.
54.
I'm gonna use a
No
proficiency again. Yeah, I don't want to get shot in the head again or something.
Again.
Well, did you get reroll it, Hulker? Because I got an 83 as false fortune.
Well, I got a 21, so the house wins.
I'll roll again. I got only one more
2.
proficiency, man.
That one is a 51.
32. I will spend a proficiency.
3.
That one's a 61.
14.
All right.
All right. So he shoots me in
Leah,
the head.
roll a d6 or a d12. And actually, sorry, Leah, don't do that. Nord, roll a d12, and Leah, call high or low.
Hi.
Nope.
All right. Does anyone spend a proficiency?
I will spend one.
All right, this is the last one.
Are we re-rolling?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. This one is a 7.
16.
Okay.
Man. Jeez.
So Fortune wins, yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Leah, as you've said these things to your daughter, something in you changes. You notice John at the top of the hill, crests the hill, not looking back, goes toward whatever that is that's up there. That'll be a fate roll. But for you, as you look back down at your daughter, maybe letting her up, do you let her up or you still have her subdued?
No, I let her up. Yeah.
You let her up. You look at her. Having said what you've said about the blood, about what you know, something changes in you. Fortune has won. Tell us what it is.
Oh, so what?
You got a lot of control here, even over what you metagame as an out of game know. What is
Don't
going
fuck it up.
on? What is going on?
having because like I don't like Leah's never even really acknowledged that fact to herself really, because I know when we talked about it the first time she kind of rationalized it away, as being kind of dumb luck or hallucination or whatever.
You
So
have
in-
some. There is a
Yeah.
truth here, but you have some control over the situation. So let us know what it is.
Okay, so in saying that, and actually I feel like this is kind of perfect for rationalizing my Mantle of the Chosen, ability that I took before. So, in saying that, Leah kind of has like almost like a mini flashback in her head when after she died, her spirit went to the underworld. and there she met Ereshka Gal, and Ereshka Gal basically told her, I need you where you're at right now. You have a job to do and you're not done. I'm not letting your spirit rest here until you've stopped her. And
Okay.
then Ereshka Gal sent her back.
All right. I'll send you some shit.
Okay.
As Leah, you realize you are dead, and you have been for a while. You are like a Valkyrie of Ereshkigal. As you look down at your mortal daughter, that's up to you what that is. All right.
Leah might act,
What do
I
you
would
guys
say,
do right now?
well, I would say, internally in her own head, Leah realizes that at the end of this, she's not going to be there with her daughter anymore. And that maybe it is time to give her, huh?
These are deities.
Well, fair enough. But Leah sort of thinks, if nothing else, though, Leah thinks to herself, maybe it's time I let her. Yeah, or maybe seeing the relationship she's built with Tony, like or is it Tony? Yeah. She thinks to her. Oh no, right, no, not Tony. Hold on. Fuck. Why am I having trouble with names tonight? Oh, hold on.
Everybody
I'll
has.
get it.
You're thinking of an S.
We're into space, man.
Someone says
Simon. Yeah, Simon. Anyway, so she she looks down at her daughter and is like, she realizes that they're actually building a very strong relationship, and she thinks to herself, well, at least she'll have somebody at the end of this, because she's not sure that she actually, realizing that she's already died. She doesn't know that she even has a place in the world anymore.
And
and she says to Mariah, so if you go to the bottom of the stairs and you see them in the hallway,
as you see Mariah look through your bullshit, see past it, as she rushes forward and grasps onto you, bear hugging you, she says, you don't get to go.
I'm already gone, Mariah.
No, you're not. You're right here.
For now. I don't know if I can stay at the end of this. I don't know what I am. And yeah, that's sort of, I guess that's where I leave it for now.
Indeed. All right. Awesome. Andrea, if you got to go, I know you're at time.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm glad we were able to wrangle up the session after technical difficulties, but I will see you guys next time.
Next week.
See you later.
Yes. Night, guys.
Still no internet here. Good night.
All right. Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Hey.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Wait. Don't leave.
Oh.
We have to sing happy birthday.
Oh my.
Happy birthday.
Okay, really? 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Andrea.
Andrea.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Oh my gosh. That was funny watching you all be like completely different.
Birthday.
That was great. Thanks, guys.
Happy birthday.
Night.
See you next week.
Bye.
Yeah.
Night.
Bye.
All right. Let's take a 2-minute I gotta go pee break. We're gonna get to you guys, and you have one scene before we end. Okay?
Sounds great.
A big gnarly. Think about it, Simon. Oh my God.
Poor Simon. It's a good thing I've disassociated with everybody.
That's only because you're not here. We are still live, so be careful.
Oh, be careful.
Well, I'm just letting
Don't
you know.
say anything that'll get us canceled.
Yeah,
that'll turn our viewers away. Our billions of viewers that hang on every word that we have. Those many eyes that love us and tune in every week. We have so much appreciation for you guys because you guys are the best. You know who else we have appreciation for? We love our Patreon members. You too can be a Patreon member. If you go to patreon.com/DreadLore and be like Tim Roberts, who is held with us thick and thin, nostalgic, who is totally nostalgic for our content, and Natalia Cline, who is cared for us like our own family. And last but not least, because every single week the most important Patreon member that is on our show weekly is Daniel Hulker. Do you have anything to say for this grand thing that you've done for us? We only have appreciation for you, Daniel Hulker.
He's not even here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Just check it out. Well, I see that that's fair. To save us a little time for later, just because, we could do this later, but why not do this now? Art Media Production by Couchfire Media, as well as Tor Replay Production, who does all that stuff that we're not sure. I think we've sent people off, detectives and spies, and we've definitely looked into whatever they are about, but we're not entirely sure who or what they are, why they are, how they are.
They might even be our sponsors for this evening. We don't know.
We wouldn't know if they were and if they were not. For part one of this podcast, all lowercase letters and Mr. Interrupt did some music. They might still do elements of the closing tags if there was a closing tag, but I don't think there was. So
no, but the transition music the video was there. So.
Oh, nice. And not to mention this week, I would like to mention that we're putting a little call for artists, musicians out to potentially have music in our podcast. So if anybody has music or art or whatever and wants to contribute time, money, energy, creativity, love, we'll be here. I mean, I feel like the joy that you would get for seeing your content on our podcast is probably endless.
Endless.
What do you think?
Yeah, Hulker is back now, so you can say all those nice things you said about him again.
Oh, well, I went out of my way to do this long spiel about Patreon members. And once again, patreon.com/DreadLore may help us with some of our technological difficulties. Tim Roberts, Daniel Hulker, Nostalgic, and Natalia Cline. I made a big comment of how great Daniel Hulker was to not only put into our Patreon, but to show up week in and week out. That we salute you and thank you for the service.
Thank you. I'm sure the salute was perfect, but since you don't have any video, I can't tell. I won't criticize though.
Yeah. And be sure to thank our sponsors for tonight because they should be thanked, whoever they are.
I mean, you know who the sponsor is. They need no introduction.
Clearly.
So we have an issue as we get back into this. Nord, here's a question for you.
Sure.
Does Nord have the know-how to make this?
Well, he's been doing a lot of research, and I thought about that. You know, from years and years, if you look into what I used to make this, and I can go through if you want.
Nope.
To
It's a question of yes or no.
Oh, okay.
Does he got it?
I think he has it. He's traveled the world. You know, he's got a military. Grew up in a military and a Nazi camp of sorts, and he had some intel of some pretty dirty stuff at a young age.
So Nord, you create this substance. Simon, you see what you do. Actions on you.
We've got to stop this and get back up to Mariah quickly.
Describe this as you say all this. You guys are in this little pod at the door. Go. Actions on all of you.
This is.
I know.
Leah's body is over here. That who is up there with her is not Leah.
I mean, if you paid any attention, Simon, you know Tony's body's not here either. So whatever
yes,
you're
I am.
on about,
I'm right here.
You open your eyes and just be a human being for once in your life. And we need this room to I don't know. We just need to do it and go because you're right, Simon.
I'm right here, Nord. Nord,
Tony, you said that you don't have to breathe now.
I've held my breath for the last 4 or 5 days.
We can barge in real quick, fire off a few shots, throw that concoction you're making, and book it out of there.
Well, it needs to be hot. We need some real fucking fire to really set this off. Some explosion. I got some matches, but I don't think it's enough. I think it needs to be, and we don't know what's in there.
Everyone makes sanity rolls.
All right. Oh, nice. I like sanity rolls right now. I'm all in.
One success.
I got 2.
Oh, nice. I've got 4 with flare.
All right. Simon, you get a narrative point. Threshold is 2. Tony, you look over and see Leah's body. This doesn't make sense. You left Leah upstairs. Also, no one seems to think it's really that strange. Deep-seated, something kind of gets you. What does that mean? It's up to you. Nord, what'd you get?
I got 2.
With 2 successes, Limbo. I mean, you're high, you can ride it. But you look over and see Leah's dead body staring at the ceiling. What is Leah doing upstairs?
I think you're right, Simon. I think we should probably go protect Mariah from something. I think that, yeah, Tony, I'm gonna do this. If you hear me,
I'm right here.
I mean, you keep saying that.
It is Cargill. It is Cargill.
All right, I'm gonna bid.
Just sit it down, and I'll pick it up and do it.
I'm gonna bid for the pain. Oh no, not for the pain. Pointy end goes there. All right, guys. I think we need to just fucking do this. What do you think, Simon?
Let's barge in there like we did in that subterranean town place and see if we can stop this.
Yeah, let's do it.
You're bidding, Nord, as you go forth. Are you first?
Yeah, I'm bidding. I'm pointy end goes there to go in and just think about attacking whatever I see.
As you kick open the door, who's behind Nord?
I would let Tony go in next. Well, I would think right behind Nord would be Rebecca, and then Tony, and then me. Unless Tony has something different.
As Nord, you kick open the door, Rebecca rushes in ahead of you. And you see what is beyond. In the other room, a large room, larger than you would expect, roughly circular, 80 feet diameter, a massive auditorium of a room. Just a few feet in, you see water or some liquid. It doesn't look like water.
Don't touch the water.
It doesn't look like water. It's about 10 foot of a moat that surrounds the entire room. Past the 10 feet, stone raised up, it's sort of bubbled. You see this wide circle of a pyre, a bonfire raging. The smoke is billowing out, but somehow isn't coming into the room. Laying on the ground in various positions are people. At first, you think they're doing something sexual, and some of them are. They're writhing and dancing, and it's almost like they're at a rave. Some of them are fucking. A whole group of people. Those cultists. That's what you see at first. Okay. There is a door to the left, to the right, and all the way back. The door all the way back is partially open, just enough to where you see a dominating statue, naked, of what you could only assume is some sort of Sumerian god or goddess. And someone is, you can't quite see, but they're someone or someone's before it doing something, undulating. So you've got a door all the way at the back with the statue. One to the left, it's kind of dark. One to the right, which is open and smaller. And then all these people in this fire, and 10 foot of the moat. The moat is bubbling with, it's like simmering. Who knows how hot it is or whatever, or what substance it is. It is not water.
Do I need to spend cunning to grab Rebecca?
Nope.
Or can I?
She
just
moves
grab her
in and
don't-
stops as she sees this.
Don't touch the water. Just don't.
I can get over that.
Is
You
there,
see 10 feet.
Don't do it, Rebecca. I look at her deeply. Don't.
As she doesn't.
is
what do y'all
there
do?
anybody in the middle on the domed area?
Oh yeah, there's loads of people. Like 100 easily.
Are there bridges across the moat?
No. And you see people with drums and bells and shit and like guitars, and they're all playing and they're and somehow melodic.
Are they armed? Or are they just
Doesn't seem like
naked?
it.
I don't know where the doors lead, but we got to figure a way to the statue, I guess. I'm sure that's the focal point.
The earth trembles
That's
as you see them all praise at the same time. Oh, it's happening! It's happening! It's happening!
if we can get
As
to
they
the
kind of quiet
ones-
down and they keep on doing their thing.
You know, Tony, can you part your hands or something? And like split the waters? I don't know, man.
I'm going to bid power through, and I literally am just going to take off running to the other side where the statue is. And I'm going to try to knock out whoever's doing whatever in front of that statue.
As you run forward into this liquid.
No. I went.
Oh, the whole circle.
Is
So
that-
you walk in the room.
Yeah.
It's a moat around it, 10 feet.
Yeah,
So you have to get over it or through it.
So there's not like an outside circle, a moat, and then an inside circle? Oh.
It's like it's submerged and the inner part is bubbled.
Okay, so like the moat goes all the way to the wall. Okay.
Correct.
Um,
I'm gonna take my ram
As
out. Or my
as
goat
as
out.
Nord and Simon, you realize that tunnel, the rivulets, if you had investigated, there's this liquid moving through them as there's actually a downgrade to this room. Go ahead, Nord.
I'm gonna take my goat pelt off and throw it into the water. See what happens to it.
As you throw it, you see Nord throw his goat pelt into it. It sort of gurgles and bubbles on the surface.
Does it kind of just corrode it at all, or is it
No,
because it's
it has like a sheen, almost like oil. It's also hot in here. It's like a kitchen, like inside of a kitchen. It's hot
Yeah,
and
we just
steamy and smells like badussy. Butt, sex, and pussy.
yeah?
And
We
blood.
gotta figure a way over it. Did you see anything coming in, Simon?
just the bodies.
You notice some of the acolytes. One looks up. She looks familiar. Maybe from the Blue Note. As she walks over to your left, the dark room, and she walks on the oil and goes in the other room.
Shit. Well, they must have some fancy coating on their shoes.
All right. So you guys are on a timer at this point.
Sure.
Yeah.
The world shakes.
I am going to bid power through. I am going to. I'm gonna take a few steps back and run and try and jump as far as I can over the 10-foot moat, and if I hit it,
Roll it.
Do.
Threshold is 4.
4.
And we'll give you chaos die for good measure. As you all see Simon start jumping over.
I'm going to spend cunning as I see Simon do something I think is foolish.
Okay.
And I'm going to look at Rebecca and hope and kind of give her the nod to say, you know, I think you've been changed. Help Simon, you know, look to see if she can assist him.
Okay. Threshold is 2. As Rebecca, as you move past, she sort of reacts, grabs onto your back and your belt, and tosses you.
Okay. So that gives me a threshold of, or that gives me 4 successes with her assistance.
I get a narrative point. As Rebecca spins around Nord, gives him a kiss, launches you as you land halfway.
Okay.
How do you land?
Oh no! As she tosses me, yeah, she tosses
you about.
I do a tuck a roll because I mean I'm used to falling. I was just falling down the hill, so I just do a tuck and roll and spin and spring back up to my feet. And can I use a narrative point to say that I use that momentum to go ahead and jump over the next side?
Why not?
Okay.
As you hit, it hurts.
Yeah.
She launches you 50 feet.
Yeah.
As you hit, you roll though with practice. As you run, your legs, your old knees are just like, oh, as you leap out and land at the other side, slamming into the doors. Roll a d4.
Oh, that's a 4.
As you take 4 damage, boom! But you just crossed 100 feet in about 5.5 seconds.
Yeah.
Boof! As you pick yourself up, you know, maybe some blood from your spit. Looking back, you see Rebecca just like a monster on the other end.
I'm going to look at Rebecca and jump into her arms and see if she'll like hold me.
She does. As she just easily jumps on the other side. Tony, how do you get across?
I jump.
What do you bid?
I will bid. I will bid my nature, which is convinced, because I realize I'm dead and for some reason, like way stronger than I should be.
Throw down. This would be brawn. You'll want to drop your ninja gear and your abilities as you see fit. Threshold is 4.
Whoa! That is 4 with 2 flares. Double,
Nice.
Nice.
straight 100.
Nice.
Wow.
All right. Gain those traits back. Recover those 2 traits. And if you have an ability or a ninja gear, you easily make a clean success.
Yeah. I
Describe it.
leap from a crouching position, and I just leap and make the whole jump.
As like Mario, Simon, and Nord, you see Tony just land, hero pose. As Nord, even in your high state, something's wrong. As Tony stands up. These people don't seem to notice you all. At a moment's notice, maybe they would be foes. But right now, you're not messing with them. You've got the door to your left, which is dark. Seems like there's some sort of pool in there. The door to your right is smaller, maybe man-made, winding, goes into something. And then the door ahead where Simon is, where the statue is. Actions on Simon.
I go into the door to get a view of what's going on in here.
Okay.
I'll have my blunderbuss in one hand and my slapjack in the other, so that way I can.
Nord and Tony, what are you doing?
I'm going to bid Scholar of the History of Ages, which is a trait that I have, to look at the statue and
You
perceive...
can barely see it.
Oh, is it too far away?
Well, it's not that it's too far away. It's that it's about 150 feet away, and it's through just you can just barely see like the titties in the face.
Okay, so I'm not there yet to see who
It's
it
clearly a deity, a Sumerian deity.
Yeah, but I don't know which one.
No. You guys can talk.
Hey,
Actions on all of you.
Nord.
I think we focus on the statue, but yes.
Give me the concoction.
No, man.
I'm gonna toss it.
No, it's not time yet. We don't know what we have to do. We gotta figure out. It's always like a sequence to these things. You gotta do it in the right way. This is something bigger than this little concoction I made. I mean, yeah, we'll poison some of these people, but
there's no sequence to fucking shit up.
Yeah, we gotta get closer. This is nothing.
All right, you guys are in a scene. Simon, as you enter the room, this is what you see. Now, you guys don't see this as Simon slips through. Okay, so Tony and Nord are in a scene at the beginning of this place. Okay, so if you have a circle, Simon's up here. Tony and Nord are down here. For Nord, you guys imagine a circle. You're at the south with Tony. At the north is where Simon is behind the door. Okay. Simon, as you walk in, a long room to your left and your right. Otherwise, it's shallow. Ahead of you, just a few feet, obviously an ornate circle of binding or sealing, or you don't know. It all looks like mooncraft. It's in blues and it's ornate. There's blood spilt in it. Beyond that circle, just beyond it, it looks like a place where you would, as in the circle, it looks like a place that you would kneel or prostrate yourself before this domineering statue, 30 some odd feet tall, of a goddess with a crown, looking down at you and off to the left a little bit, mockingly. To your left, not hers,
Right.
you see an altar with candles galore, with pieces of meat, fruit, items, etc. sacrificed. To the right, you see a sarcophagus against the wall. Think King Tut.
Right.
However, no lights, no filigree, nothing that celebrates it. It's left in disuse. And there's a weird shimmering curtain in front of it that does not look natural. It is cold emanating from that curtain.
Are
Lights or sconces on the wall?
I'm going to bid detective. Are any of the runes on the ground? The binding rune that was on the hillside that John
No.
and Nord talked about. Okay.
No. And in fact, throw down, since you've investigated. Threshold is high. It's 4.
Okay.
You know something about that. But you do know it is not the same.
Okay.
Meanwhile, outside, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to bid touch by the veil to activate perceiving the ley line. And I'm going to see if the energy that I saw before was flowing to that main statue, or if the ley lines are going in a different direction, like where they're channeling the energy to is.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tell Tony, I think whether you're here or not, I think we need to go to the source.
Okay. As you bid this, Nord, you perceive the ley lines. You are at a nexus, a crossing point. Each direction, like this is on a point. Forward leads to a center of power. To the left does, to the right does.
Move forward. I look at, are there any obstacles? Are there any more moats?
Yeah, the moat is all the way around this room.
All right, so let's, I look at Rebecca, Tony. I think we just keep going forward. We go to the center of this.
Rebecca kind of shrugs. All right, if you say that's the center, let's go.
What's our escape plan once we finally do this?
Well, I guess we'll see that bridge when we get to it. I was kind of hoping John was here. He has
I don't
those
see no
keys.
bridge. I see a moat.
We jump over the moat like we did before. You were good at it. Is that true? Am I wrong?
Yeah. Look, let's just do this. We got to do this.
All right, you guys go to the moat. You attempt to jump over. You're going to have to bid Rebecca for this.
I will bid Rebecca for this. Is it possible that we can make Rebecca a narrative?
I don't know. If you're just using her to throw yourself over moats, then no.
No, but I mean, I've been making out with her. There's this whole thing. We are connected at the hip.
Yeah?
We are.
Do you all
she
want
likes me.
Rebecca to be a narrative NPC? Understand, if she's narrative, that means that her narrative affects the story.
She's been here since day one, and the fact that, the daughter, Leah's daughter, is narrative.
So,
and
thumbs
Rebecca
up or thumbs
isn't.
down? 1, 2, 3, go. All right. Rebecca is a narrative NPC. As you see her, as you're still talking, Nord, she just swings around and tosses you over as she grabs you by the pants, the back of the pants, Tony, and launches you too, even without you asking.
As we're doing this, I hear Florida's nice this time of year. Maybe we should take a trip after this.
As she's on the opposite side, she says, "That'd be great." You see her turn around and look at all of these people. I'm gonna have some fun though.
Yeah, well, just make sure to stay close.
As she kills one.
Like,
Because you
straight up.
protect me a little bit. I don't want to have
Leaps,
fun.
rips out the throat of another. And they're starting to realize that something is up.
I'm important too.
You see that she's no longer listening, but she is feeling the howl,
Yeah.
the Ken howl, as she's looking somebody,
Easy come,
and
easy go.
they're dead, and you guys are on the opposite side. What are y'all doing?
Let's go towards the statue.
Simon, what'd
I
you
need
get?
to investigate the statue.
Well, let's see what's happening first.
I got 5.
Okay. What information are you looking for?
Oh, well, I was just trying to see if it was a binding circle or if it was a different circle was
Right.
basically all I was trying to figure out.
It is a circle of protection. You get a narrative point. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's 4. You don't get a narrative point.
Yeah.
My bad. It is a circle of protection.
8 success.
As you sit there with 5 successes, so clean success. It's not a seal of binding. You can step into this. In fact, you are better off within the circle than you would be outside of it. Simon, as you hear Nord and Tony get thrown on the opposite side of the door. All right, actions on all of you.
Tony, we need to go to the statue.
There's a circle here, but it's a protection circle. I don't know. I think that they're trying to resurrect whatever's behind this shimmery veil over here.
Now I would like to bid Scholar of the History of Ages.
You can, however, you have to role play first.
Okay. Go ahead.
I think that they're trying to resurrect whatever's in that sarcophagus. We may be able to destroy that body. We could destroy that body. It may stop them from
You gotta eat the fruit, man.
resurrecting it.
Do I see the fruit?
Yeah, you see just what I described for Simon.
Okay. Simon, I don't know if this is a good god or a bad. Like, all the gods had different feelings and thoughts. Some were like demons from hell and hated humanity. Most were not that way, but they all have these agendas, and you need to make sure that whatever it is fits with whatever their agenda is.
Nord?
Like if it's a god of water, it's you gotta be liquid, or if it's a god of fire, you gotta be fire.
Nord, as you're looking and you've studied this, the statue does look familiar.
Yeah.
Yes, but everything that they've been doing tonight has been evil. And so we need to stop this. Doesn't matter what the deity thinks, what they're aligned with. We just need to prevent it from coming into this world.
It's evil, but even some of the gods, they did things by accident, like they were sent to hell, and they shouldn't have been there. And some of the gods, it's complicated. This is hedonism, but like
we
the
just
one
have to stop
thing
it.
that could happen is maybe this statue is going to help us and that statue's not. So I just need to understand better.
A resounding echo in Tony's mind. Tony. As you hear off to your left.
What was that again?
Tony. You hear off to your left where the altar is.
I'm going to attempt to walk to the altar.
Yeah, you do. You see this wide table. It looks like a banquet table. Candles all over it, wax dripping down it. It's been used over and over and over. Just thick wax. You'd have to sledgehammer it to get it off. odd instruments of sacrifice and all sorts of manner. Fruit, meats, all laid up. Obviously a sacrificial altar. Maybe a few human bones, a few. Out of the wall in darkness, Onus appears to you, Tony.
Oh my.
Take that dagger. Go into the room to the left. The room with the pool. Dive into the pool. Wrest from me the amulet of Erishkagel. Take it as she points across the way. Across where you are. Past the statue to the other side where the crypt is. Where the shimmering wall is. Take it there and give it to me.
Okay. So here's the thing. So I want to do it, right? There's a part of me that really wants to do this. However, you gave me a flaw. You gave me a flaw long ago called phobia of the sight of blood. That's a tough one. Assuming there's blood all around, right?
Oh yeah, there's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm really scared. But does this fear outweigh the command of Onus?
It's a good question. Throw down. You know what the threshold is. A
5.
Cinco. All right. You all see Tony about face left and walk to the altar. Actions on you all.
All right.
Delay.
That's 3 successes. Actually, you know what? Let's see, it's 3 successes. I need 2 more. Can I use an ability?
Yeah.
I'm going to use Turmoil and Philosophy. And that puts me at a 4, right? Okay. And hey, wait a minute. Did you figure the magical armor or magical resistance in?
Yeah, this is just
Yeah,
a
you
command.
get a
This
success
is not
for
magic.
that.
Oh,
You
okay.
get a
All right.
match.
You guys can't help him.
I don't know if I want to.
I don't know I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know how to help him. If it's Onus is I don't know much about Onus.
I have ninja gear that I think would be relevant. And that would be rosary beads.
Yeah, there you go. You have proficiencies.
All right. So bid those. How many traits do they have?
That puts me at 5.
Limbo. Tony, you are able to make your own decisions. However, you find yourself doing these things Unless you're literally resisting.
I am going to attempt to resist.
Okay. At what point do you resist?
It's going to be when I'm about to walk into another room and see blood, even more so, right? That's what's going to cause me to. That's what's going to tip me over to say, you know what? I'm not going in there.
All right. So this is what happens.
Can I say something as Tony is making this? Can I say something?
Yep.
I'm explaining this to Simon. Ereshkigal is I think it's a Sumerian deity who's called the Queen of the Earth. She was betrayed by somebody from the deep or the void, the dark dreamer. The chant, I think it's a praise or it's a warning or something.
But no, the Dark Dreamer is the one we're trying to prevent from coming over. The chant is mocking Ereshkigal.
Ereshkigal is our ally, and so we need to do whatever we can to support Ereshkigal.
But they're not trying to bring about Ereshkigal.
We need to help the Lady of the Veil, I believe, in order to bring back a stability between this world and the next.
They are trying to bring over the Dark Dreamer.
They are.
Right. So if they succeed in this, the Dark Dreamer will come to fruition.
And I think that this might have been in some way associated with Yana and their sacrifice. Apparently, Yana was, I don't know.
Tony walks by you all as you're discussing. He's holding this big knife. As Tony, you leap over the moat. You see that Rebecca has killed 3 or 4 people, but she's now fucking others. And some of them seem pissed off, but the revelry continues as she's biting people, but not killing them. A handful. As you find yourself sort of in a daze as you get to the other side, to the left side, you jump over. It doesn't hurt. You notice the impact on your joints doesn't seem to matter. And you walk into the left room. This is when the phobia starts. Because as you get about waist deep in this oil that's gurgling around you, you feel the heat, but it doesn't seem to matter. You look down and see maybe 15, 20 feet into the oil, which you can see from firelight, and something that's luminescent below. Submerged, several chests that are open, full of what looks like medieval things. Weapons, books, various items. Items you'd find in a palace. And next to them, you see these hulking beasts. You saw one that was dead outside. These sea hulks look up at you. At first, they look up with intent to kill. But then seeing you holding the blade, they slowly lower their hackles and look elsewhere. And it's at that point you notice the dead bodies around them, rib cages, blood floating in the water or in the oil of the people they've murdered who've come in here. Gives you pause. You can do what you want at this point.
I'm going to get out.
As Tony, you get out. Simon and Nord. Tony's left. What are y'all doing?
I'm looking at this altar, looking deeper and studying.
Are you at the altar or at the statue?
Or the statue. Who?
What do you
Who
bid?
is the statue of? I'm gonna bid Child of the World.
As you look up, you see this statue almost mockingly looking off to the left, which is to your right, away from the altar, towards this other room, the shimmering veil and the sarcophagus. As you realize the statue is of Erishkagel.
So these are protection circles.
Yep.
That circle is a protection one.
We got to make sure that nothing breaks the protection circles that are happening here. I think that, something is going to attack it at some point or try to disturb it. But, as long as this stuff is in place, we might still have a chance. Let's go to that door that they're looking at and see what's over there, maybe. What do you think?
Well, that's where the sarcophagus is. Why?
Should one of us stay on? Yeah.
Why would, if they're trying to bring the Dark Dreamer, why would they build a statue of Erishkagel in here?
Well, they didn't. They didn't build this. It's Lady Callie, or whoever Lady Callie was with. The temple was fine. All of this stuff, I think, was fine. It's just some evil person has decided that they would come and try to distort the way things should be.
Lady Callie's the one who is trying to bring the Dark Dreamer.
Sure, and we killed her, but I don't think we did enough. I think we need to stop this. Clearly, Rebecca, she's doing her thing, and that's fine. But we need to not get sucked into all of this. This is very complicated.
It doesn't matter who's coming across. We just need to stop them. And are there any sconces? I'm assuming there's a fire sconce in here. I'm going to go grab a fire sconce and throw it at the shimmery thing to see if it catches fire.
As you grab the sconce off the wall and walk over, Simon, it's cold, very cold, near the shimmering. Almost looks like jello, almost looks like water, but a wall, sort of moving, undulating very slowly in front of you. And beyond it, you can see the sarcophagus. It looks lonely, and there's dirt on it, and it's just not taken care of. Looks like even maybe in the dark recesses, perhaps that room continues, but you can't tell. The firelight doesn't pierce this veil. As you toss the sconce in, some distant memory, immediately forgotten. Wherever that is you've been. As you see the sconce easily pass through, clamber on the wall, go down to the bottom, kind of alight some of the detritus, and then start puttering out naturally.
Maybe we protect that sarcophagus. Am I wrong in thinking there's this sarcophagus with all the dirt on it? Can I go inspect it closer?
You can get up to the veil. Do you go through it?
I'm gonna stop at the veil just before I get there, and I'm gonna start drawing circles of protection, and I'm gonna bid Mr. Fix-It. I don't know why that, to activate my Scroll of Runes ability.
How are you drawing these runes?
I'm gonna draw it with my staff. So I might start drawing it with the staff and notice that I guess the ground is really hard.
I mean, it's stone.
It's stone ground. I'm gonna start. I've got some gray ash. I don't know why I want to use gray ash to do this. Shoot. I'm gonna put my finger on some gray ash and try to dab out the circles with the powder.
How big is this circle?
How big is the veil area, or the?
Well, it takes up the entire. I mean, it takes up the wall. It's veiling that side.
Oh, it's like 50 feet or something. It's huge.
No, it's not 50 feet. It's more like 15, 20. That's how wide this tunnel is.
But it's like
20
a curtain.
feet.
Yeah, it's like a curtain.
Well, shit. This is not enough.
No.
What do you have that's sharp? We gotta dig into the stone and start. I pull out I got my dirk, my dirgy dirk. I pull that out and I start just making lines. I'm just gonna make a line, like graphic design style.
I don't know if a circle of protection is going to help you if you try to pass through that veil. A circle of protection will stay still.
My point isn't to pass the veil, it's to protect the veil. It's to stop anything from coming through it or going through it that shouldn't be in this realm. That is the point of what I'm doing, and I'm not sure that I can do an amazing job at it, but maybe it's enough to just, if we all worked at it or something, maybe it's just enough to get us to the other side before the thing gets summoned. I don't know what else to do. I don't think that we should have. We shouldn't have the ability to cross into other realms. This is our realm. This is not their realm. They don't belong here, and we don't belong there.
But I don't know if they're going to be coming from the sarcophagus. This feels like maybe this is just a link back to the sunken temple.
Well, if we can sever the link, in whatever ways we can, I think it's important. And so I just start carving the
All right.
Using
Nord
the tip
starts
of
with a dirk, chipping away at the stone.
It's not chipping, it's more like dragging. I'm just making lines.
All right, you start making lines across. Basically, the veil is this shroud is across the hallway, and you're making lines in front of the shroud and trying to carve runes, almost like chalk against stone, around it. All right. Meanwhile, because that's going to take some time,
Yep.
Simon, what are you doing? And Tony, what are you doing?
I'm going to reach my hand out and just touch the veil and see if anything happens to him.
Tony?
Am I still in the same
No,
vicinity?
you're nope, you're up off to the left. Outside of the room to the left door. You're where the pool is. So they're in the north, in that north room. You're in the west room.
Yeah. So I still got the knife.
Yeah.
Are there any other rooms I can make my way towards?
Yeah. So there's the main circular room.
I'll go there.
Now the way you're situated, to your left is the north room where they are. If you go across, you get to the sort of man-made looking tunnel, and to the right, to the south, is where you came from. And in the middle, there's a bunch of fucking people and Rebecca, who is fucking them.
I'll go back to the way I came in.
The way you all came in?
Yeah.
Okay, so you go off to the right. Now what? That's where Leah's body and the Hulk is.
I will go up to what, the Hulk? I'll go up to that.
Okay, you do.
What do I see?
You see a being that's bipedal, laying on its side. It's dead. It's been utterly screwed up by modern weapons. Leah killed it, obviously, as like a last resort. It's got these bulbous sea creature eyes, like it could live in a high pressure area. It's got skin that it has like this fur, but almost looks like a seaweed all around it. Looks like a human that's been made into this 8.5 foot tall Hulk. Claws.
Is it just laying there?
Oh, it's very dead. It has sort of a sweet, sick smell, like it's been decaying for a couple days.
Then I see
Sort of shelved off to the side.
And then I see Leia's body.
Yeah, and she looks about the same. She's been eviscerated. She's staring up at you. You see she's got on what she had on. As in, like, all the items, etc., etc.
I look around, and I see Leia's body, and I am so creeped out that I will try and go back to the other room where everyone else is.
Okay, you turn around, going back, seeing this weird display. It's just like what you saw. Out ahead, you see the room. Beyond that, to the north, the doorway with the statue. To the left, where you saw the Hulks, where Onus told you to go. To the right, that other room.
I will go to the right then.
Okay, as you start that way. Simon, you reach out and put your hand through this veil. It is cold. But to your surprise, it doesn't hurt. It's just like it's winter there. Like deep winter. And it's oddly warm where you are. As you feel around, seeing your hand, nothing is happening other than that.
Nord, as you do that, I'm going to see what I can find on the other side.
I don't think this will hurt you coming through. It's them that I'm worried about.
And I will step on through.
as you move through, you see behind you, Nord. Like everything behind you is dark and grays and shadows. Nord is like the contrast has been turned way up. He's like brilliant, shining through it. In this shimmer, and all the sound goes. You don't hear any of the moans and the weirdness from the other room. You're in a crypt. It is quiet, it's cold. You see your breath. You hear the sputtering of the sconce you threw in. As you maybe inadvertently sort of bundle up a little bit, and you see this sarcophagus with King Tut style like a face. Off around to the left, you see where this crypt, the entrance of it is, and there's some stairs that are all in darkness. Now it's a little bit lighter because of the sconce. It's actually shedding some light in here. The walls are marred. They had something on them. It's all scraped and scorched off, destroyed.
I'll pick up the sconce and start to look around with it.
As you sort of stoke it, look around, it looks like there would have been a lot of information on the walls. Paintings, a tomb, commiserating someone, but it's all been destroyed from history. As you look at the only thing in here, other than the exit, which winds around a very narrow stairway that could lead up somewhere. Otherwise, the sarcophagus of a woman.
Does the face on the sarcophagus look the same as the face on the statue?
Oh no.
Okay.
Do you take a look?
Yeah, I'll look at the statue. So
As you look at the statue, you see this aquiline face, aquiline nose, high-born, maybe Roman-looking woman, Ereshkigal. And then you look at the sarcophagus. And Simon, you see the face of someone you have seen before. Levi. And that is where we'll end.
Okay.
Oh. Boopy doop.
I have to go.
Yep. You better.
Yeah.
I got
Anyways.
a minor goal.
Yeah? What was it? Hulker, any goals?
No, but actually no. Wait, I do. There is one. I got a major goal, and that is to understand my state as a dead person.
All right. Everybody gets a pip.
Oh, wow.
Mark it. You get +2 XP. You get all your cunning and all your breath back. Tony. Leah apparently got a minor goal.
Leah got a
Nice.
minor goal.
Yep.
I got a minor goal, which will put us at 60. And then you got a goal as well, Nord, which puts us at 61.
Yep. Nice.
Nord, what was your goal?
That was to find the next ceremony.
Nice. And was it a minor or major?
It was minor.
Okay.
My major goal is still to stop the summoning by dawn. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. I think dawn's coming fast.
Yeah, it is. Simon, what about you?
Minor goal. It was to find the ritual.
Nice. All right. So you guys are at 61, which means
Yeah.
party goal has been met. So you all advance.
Yeah.
Someone,
Oh, wow.
yeah, someone tell Leah when we get a chance that she gets to advance. Well done. This is a huge lore drop. It should definitely, at this point, be like a wait, what the fuck moment.
Oh,
So we can
well,
talk
I mean,
about it. Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing something.
Yeah. You guys are tapped into the shit. Obviously something with the Hulks in the west room. Obviously something in this room. And then the east room, if you haven't guessed, it's probably where Loretta Lorvan is. All right. The timer is running. You have a little bit of time. We're going to have to figure out what happens with John. Does he satisfy the deity, or does he get murdered? So,
yeah.
We'll figure that out next time.
Okay, I have to go. Talk to you later.
Peace out, man.
Well, it's been a fun night here on the Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
DreadLore. Lots of technical issues. Still don't have the internet, but
we rocked and rolled. We actually made this work. That was awesome.
Thanks to our cast, Velvet Bunkum, Andrea Elliott-Johnson, Daniel Hucker, Drizzle, and Ken Howl, as well as all lowercase letters, Mr. Interrupt. Thanks to the Patreon, Tim Roberts, Daniel Hucker, Nostalgic, and Natalia Cline, Couchfire Media for the production, and Twilight Blade Productions. 2018 to 2023, baby.
Boom. All right. That is all. Peace out, guys. We'll be back next week.
Are we still streaming?
All right, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on a second. I'll push the button.